An Eagle in the Sky. More books, more magazine articles, and even more poems have been written about air combat than about any other aspect of aviation. Why? Well, it's the most exciting kind of flying and one of the greatest challenges for any human being. It's also graceful and, in a way, beautiful. It has a history of noble chivalry and of individual combat like the knights of a bygone era. But it's also deadly serious. There's not much point in coming a good second. Here, then, is the world of the fighter, of dogfights, of air-to-air missiles, and of high-speed combat.
Eagle 1, check 6. The other bandit coming in from the south.
1, break down and left. Bandit, you're 6. Eagle 2, engaging the F5, coming off Eagle 1. Snapshot, F5, right-hand trip.
Fox 2, 1-0, Fox 2, Grand Slam.
In World War II, there were many Eagles in the sky. This P-51 Mustang was one of more than 15,000 basically similar aircraft. It had the longest range of any single-engine fighter of its day, and it conquered the skies over the heart of Nazi Germany. From the P-51, North American aviation developed two stretched Mustang fuselages joined together with a common wing and horizontal tail. The original idea was that it should escort B-29s on the long missions to Japan. The two pilots could share the flying and thus ease the problems of fatigue. In the event, the twin Mustang missed World War II, but saw action in Korea as a night fighter. There, one of the pilots was replaced by a radar operator. The F-86 Sabre was the first Western fighter with swept-back wings and tail. It was one of the greatest air combat aircraft of all time, and it alone could meet the Soviet-built MiG-15 in Korea on level terms. Not only was it superbly maneuverable and very strong, but by pulling around into quite a brief dive, it was possible for the Sabre to exceed the speed of sound. The Eagles were getting more complex, and pilots had a lot more to learn. The next generation jet fighter was the F-100 Super Sabre. Thanks to a mighty afterburning engine which could blast out a thunderous flame at the rear, the F-100 could fly faster than sound in level flight. These were early days for supersonic flying, over 30 years ago, and the F-100 was not quite as good a dogfighter as its predecessor. But it equipped the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds display team, and their noise, smoke, flame, and tight formations were something new and exciting. In Vietnam, the Super Sabres flew many different kinds of missions. Great Britain was slow getting into supersonic fighters, but by 1959 was producing a fighter that could fly at twice the speed of sound. The Lightning had a radar in the nose for intercepting hostile airplanes in all weather. On takeoff, the nose could be pulled up almost vertically, and the altimeter could unwind faster than ever before and go on to 50,000 feet altitude. Even at Mach 2, the Lightning could roll rapidly and pull around in a hard turn. The pilot became the limiting factor, but it was one of the most popular fighters ever, and its maneuverability was exceptional. The wing was swept back at the acute angle of 60 degrees. At the back were two engines, uniquely arranged one above the other. For the first time, here was a fighter whose engine thrust could be about the same as the aircraft's weight. Lightning's short endurance could be extended by plugging into a tanker, such as a four-jet Valiant, and topping up the fighter's tanks. Lightning pioneered the concept of HOTAS, hands on throttle and stick, each hand having different switches and buttons under each finger or thumb.